Well, good morning, South Africa. I'm really excited to be with you. I just want to let you know that we are at the Tabernacle and we're sitting with a replica of the Tabernacle. I'm just trying to see if I can just swap this thing. All right, so I'm going to do a quick walkthrough for you. All right, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So you come through. Remember, only the Levites were allowed to come into the area which is known as the outer court. All right, so that's what it looks like. And there we have the sacrificial place where you would sit down and sacrifice the animals. And remember, this speaks about that you need to get born again. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sin. Once you have been born again and there's been a price, the next comes the washing of the word. You start getting purified. All right, and this is where the priest would do the sacrifice, and then they would end up washing themselves and cleansing themselves. Then you would go into what we call the inner court, all right, or the holy place. Okay, so we're going to go in there now. Okay, can everybody just quiet, please? All right, and this is acacia wood covered in gold. Okay, and there's the curtains, and inside you'd have the table of showbread. There are 12 breads representing the 12 tribes and saying, listen, this is God's provision for the 12 tribes. The priest would eat this once a week. Then on the other side would be the menorah. One piece of gold, that is beaten out, so that it is the only light in here. So remember, only the priests could be inside. Then in the center would be the incense, altar of incense, where they would burn incense. You'll see the 4 horns on the corners. Once a year, when they would come with the blood as the atonement, they would put it on the corners, also on the curtain and on the mercy seat. And this is a typical example of what a high priest would look like. And this is what he would look like. On his shoulder, you would have the 12 names of the 12 tribes. On his breastplate, he would have the symbols of the 12 tribes. And every single detail around him would have spiritual significance. And then only the high priest would enter into the Holy of Holies. And inside, we would have the Ark of the Covenant. This is very significant. All right, and this, inside the ark, would be 3 things, right? You had the 10 commandments, you had Aaron's rod that was budding, and you had manna. Okay, it didn't quite look like that, but they would have manna, and this is what Israel has been after, looking for the Ark of the Covenant. I've got some good news for you. It's been reported that Israel now has the ark. Right, so they worked it out quickly, very roughly. On last year's prices, the gold and the silver used inside of this tabernacle was roughly 1.3 billion rand. Okay, and that was last year's price. And remember, everybody thought that the Israelites were poor when they came and gave stuff. Moses then said, don't give any more, we got too much stuff. Israel was wealthy. They took the wealth of Egypt. They had enough wealth to do everything that God called them to do. Okay, so this is a walkthrough of the tabernacle. Now this is inside, underneath. Look at these panels. And this is what Moses had to walk around with right through the wilderness. And the Levite tribe was responsible for moving this point by point. So I want to bless you. Have an awesome time. Amen.